Hello fam! Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Let's get into the video without wasting any time. Here is a list of top 10 movies of 2022. If you missed any of these movies, I highly recommend you to watch and you can thank me later. On number 10, it's The Batman. When a sadistic serial killer begins murdering key political figures in Gotham, Batman is forced to investigate the city's hidden corruption and question his family's involvement. 2 years of nights have turned Bruce Wayne into a nocturnal animal, but as he continues to find his way as Gotham's Dark Knight, Bruce is forced into a game of cat and mouse with his biggest threat so far, a manic killer known as the Riddler, who is filled with rage and determined to expose the corrupt system whilst picking off all of Gotham's key political figures. Working with both established and new allies, Bruce must track down the killer and see him brought to justice, while investigating his father's true legacy and questioning the effect that he has had on Gotham as the Batman. Number 9 on the list is Decision to Leave. A detective investigating a man's death in the mountains meets the dead man's mysterious wife in the course of his dog sleuthing. From a mountain peak in South Korea, a man plummets to his death. Did he jump or was he pushed? When Detective Hae-jun arrives on the scene, he begins to suspect the dead man's wife, Seo-rae. But as he digs deeper into the investigation, he finds himself trapped in a web of deception and desire. On number 8, we have Top Gun: Maverick. After 30 years, Maverick is still pushing the envelope as a top naval aviator, but must confront ghosts of his past when he leads Top Gun's elite graduates on a mission that demands the ultimate sacrifice from those chosen to fly it. Set 30 years after its predecessor, it follows Maverick's return to the United States Navy Strike Fighter Tactics Instructor Program, also known as U.S. Navy Fighter Weapons School Top Gun, where he must confront his past as he trains a group of younger pilots, among them the son of Maverick's deceased best friend Lieutenant Nick. On number 7, we have The Happening, an adaptation of Annie Ernaux's novel of the same name, looking back on her experience with abortion when it was still illegal in France in the 1960s. This is the story of Anne, a young woman who decides to abort to finish her studies and escape the social constraints of a working-class family. France in 1963, a society that censures women's desires and sex in general. This simple but cruel story follows the itinerary of a woman who decides to go against the law. Anne has only a little time before her. Her exams are just around the corner, and her baby bump is growing fast. Number 6 on the list is Avatar: The Way of Water. Jake Sully lives with his newfound family formed on the extrasolar moon Pandora. Once a familiar threat returns to finish what was previously started, Jake must work with Neteri and the army of the Na'vi race to protect their home. Over a decade after the events of the first film, the film begins with Jake Sully narrating his modest and peaceful life as chief of the Omaticaya clan and raising a family with his wife Neteri, which includes his sons Netyam and Lok and his daughter Tuk, his adopted daughter Kiri, and a human boy named Spider. Number 5 on the list is The Banshees of Inisherin. Two lifelong friends find themselves at an impasse when one abruptly ends their relationship, with alarming consequences for both of them. Set on a remote island off the west coast of Ireland, The Banshees of Inisherin follows lifelong friends Pedrea Colin Farrell and Colm Brendan Gleeson, who find themselves at an impasse when Colm unexpectedly puts an end to their friendship. A stunned Pedrea, aided by his sister Siobhan, and troubled young Islander Dominic endeavors to repair the relationship, refusing to take no for an answer. But Pedreac's repeated efforts only strengthen his former friend's resolve, and when Colm delivers a desperate ultimatum, events swiftly escalate, with shocking consequences. At number 4, we have Everything Everywhere All at Once. A middle-aged Chinese immigrant is swept up into an insane adventure in which she alone can save existence by exploring other universes and connecting with the lives she could have led. With her laundromat teetering on the brink of failure and her marriage to wimpy husband Waymond on the rocks, overworked Evelyn Wang struggles to cope with everything, including tattered relationships with her judgmental father Gong Gong and her daughter Joy. She must also brace herself for an unpleasant meeting with an impersonal bureaucrat, Deirdre, the shabbily dressed IRS auditor. However, as the stern agent loses patience, an inexplicable multiverse rift becomes an eye-opening exploration of parallel realities. Will Evelyn jump down the rabbit hole? How many stars are in the universe? Can weary Evelyn fathom the irrepressible force of possibilities, tap into newfound powers, and prevent an evil entity from destroying the thin, countless layers of the unseen world? On number 3, we have Women Talking. Do nothing. Stay and fight, or leave. In 2010, the women of an isolated religious community grapple with reconciling a brutal reality with their faith. Tao's novel centers on the secret meetings of 8 Mennonite women who, on behalf of the other women in the colony, must decide how to react to these traumatic events. They have only 48 hours before the colony men, who are away to post bail for the rapists, return. Second on the list is a movie called Till. In 1955, after Emmett Till is murdered in a brutal lynching, his mother vows to expose the racism behind the attack while working to have those involved brought to justice. Till is a profoundly emotional and cinematic film about the true story of Mamie Till Mobley's relentless pursuit of justice for her 14-year-old son, Emmett Till, who, in 1955, was lynched while visiting his cousins in Mississippi. In Mamie's poignant journey of grief turned to action, we see the universal power of a mother's ability to change the world. And number 1 on the list is The Woman King, a historical epic inspired by true events that took place in the Kingdom of Dahomey, one of the most powerful states of Africa in the 18th and 19th centuries. The Woman King is the remarkable story of the Agaji, the all-female unit of warriors who protected the African Kingdom of Dahomey in the 1800s with skills and a fierceness unlike anything the world has ever seen. Inspired by true events, The Woman King follows the emotionally epic journey of General Naniska Oscar winner Viola Davis as she trains the next generation of recruits and readies them for battle against an enemy determined to destroy their way of life. Some things are worth fighting for. If you liked this video, give us a thumbs up, and if you are new here, then don't forget to subscribe. Hakuna Matata!